Okay, so we are here with Laura Janeczko, who just gave a wonderful performance.
Thank you.
Laura, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Doing very well. Thank you for asking. So my first question for you is, what is your favorite thing about performing music?
My favorite thing about performing music is, well, when I write songs, it's just me in my room with my guitar, just like letting all the words flow out. And when I finally get to perform it for an audience, it's great to see how they react because I don't know like if they'll like it, if they'll really connect with the song. So it's great to perform and like hear the applause at the end and have people come up and be like, that song was really great. That's what I do it for.
You don't have the time. I don't have the patience for you. I don't really mind, 'cause I'm too jaded anyway to pull through. But half of me still wonders what it would be like to fall asleep and wake up next to you and lie for hours as our conversation turns deep. But it could never work. You're still young and hopeful. I expect the worst, and I'm terrified of hurting people more than I'm afraid of getting hurt. So cut me off before I make a mess. Don't be a stranger, but keep your cards close to your chest. I have good intentions and I hope for the best, but I'll make myself careless. Because whoever cares most gets hurt most in the end. And we shouldn't have to worry, 'cause we're only friends. If it stays that way, then we have nothing to mend. Something's changed, let's not pretend. I'm way too honest for my own good. I tell things like they are more often than I should. And if you wanted me to come along, you know I would. Don't tempt me, I know you could. So cut me off before I make a mess. Don't be a stranger, but keep your cards close to your chest. I have good intentions and I hope for the best, but I'll make myself careless. Because whoever cares less doesn't hurt as much. That's why I'll shy away from your every touch. Scared of breaking you and scared of breaking me. I'm scared to start to see you differently. So cut me off. Cut me off. I still can't resist your smile, the way you look at me, and I can tell you know just what's on my mind. I've never met someone understands me so well. Cut me off and just stay here in this moment before it disappears. You know all of my hopes and everything that I fear, except my fear of you, my dear.
So when, because you write all of your own songs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you are actually in the process of writing them, do you work with the guitar and the lyrics, or is it like you have lyrics set aside first and then you delve into it?
I usually do the guitar first. Sometimes I'll write lyrics first, and then it's hard for me to come up with a chord progression to fit them in. So a lot of times I'll just come up with like a little guitar lick, and then it'll just flow from there.
Does anything like specific? Ooh, that's weird. Does anything specifically inspire you to write lyrics?
I think that I don't write so much about things that happen to me, but things that I see happening to my friends. I know a lot of like famous songwriters will say, for example, Taylor Swift, she's like always writing about her own personal relationships. But I feel like when something happens to me, I'm too emotional to write something good about it. But when I see one of my friends going through a bad relationship, I'll take that information and just use that. And I think I do it unconsciously. I just sit down and write, and then going back later, I'm like, oh, this is what was happening.
Do you think that they know the songs are about them?
I told one of my friends that I had her in mind. Luckily, it was one of the happy songs. So, but yeah, I don't think they know.
We sat outside in the dark. You said you wish we saw more stars. I held my breath, I wished hard that I could always be where you are. I could listen to you talk all day. I never tire of the things you say. I'm not always funny, but you laugh anyway. All I want is you to stay. These times are just yours and mine. I'll be the ocean, you be the tide. Pulling me over with arms open wide. You be the compass and I'll be the guide. Together we'll be alright. Together the world looks bright. It takes everything inside of me to see where this is going patiently. And I know that there's a lot of fish in the sea, but this has made me really believe that true love is not made up. I'll be the ocean and you'll be the tide, pulling me over with arms open wide. You'll be the compass and I'll be the guide. Together we'll be alright. Yeah, together the world looks bright. I could lay there all night underneath the skies, listening to your breathing with your hand in mine, tightening our grip when we see a shooting star falling right where we are. I'll be the ocean, he'll be the tide, pulling me over with arms open wide. You'll be the compass, I'll be the guide. Together we'll be alright. I'll be the winter, you'll be the spring. Open my eyes up to everything. You'll be the night sky, I'll be the stars. You'll never be too far. I'll always be where you are.
Also, how long have you been playing guitar?
Since I was 13.
What made you like?
21 now.
Wow, so you've been playing it for a long time.
Yeah.
What made you get into playing it?
I've always been musical. I played piano since I was 6, I believe. So I really wanted a guitar, and I'd been asking for it for a while. And so my dad got me a pretty cheap one because he was like, I want to make sure that you're really into it and you're going to stick with it. So I got that at age 13, and then when I got better and better and I seemed like I was really invested in it, my dad was like, I'm going to get you a really nice guitar. So that was nice.
And you're in singers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you like singers?
I love singers. That's where I met my big group of friends. I live with 7 girls who are in singers because we all met freshman year. And it's a lot of fun, and it keeps my voice exercised.
Yeah, and it definitely keeps you used to like performing. And,
yeah.
What musicians really like inspire you, or what musicians do you look up to?
I feel like the musicians that should be the ones that inspire my voice are not so much the ones I listen to. But I do love like Beyonce and Adele, like strong female voices like that. But I listen to a lot of just like emo music and rap, which is not like what I play at all. So I don't know where I get it from, but I think just listening to a little bit of everything, because I like pretty much every type of music. Just listening to everything and pulling ideas from everywhere helps me a lot.
Let's wake up slowly and feel the sun streaming in through the windows, telling us that day's begun. And I have plans for you and I want to spend all day lying next to you, listening to music, telling secrets like we do, talking about what we're gonna do when we grow up. We're getting older and nothing ever seems like enough. But in this moment, there's nothing else but who we are when we're ourselves. I'll put on coffee and we'll play hide and seek. We'll laugh for hours, sometimes so hard we can't speak. And we'll be kids again. I wanna spend all day doing crazy things with you, making up a bucket list and picking things to do, talking about what we're gonna do when we grow up. We're getting older and we're gonna have to face this stuff. But in this moment, there's nothing else but who we are when we're ourselves. If I'm ever spinning out of control, you're the one that I know I can hold. And you'll come along for the ride, screaming with our hands up, you and I want to spend my time being young with you. We'll live fast and fall in love and build a home for two, talking about who we're gonna be when we grow up. We're getting older and nothing ever seems like enough. But in this moment, there's nothing else but who we are when we're ourselves.
If you could label yourself as one genre, what would it be? Or like a mix of genres?
I would say pop acoustic.
And what is what's the best concert you've ever been to?
Best concert. I went to see. Can I give you a couple of answers?
Yeah, of course.
I went to see U2 back in 2005, and that was incredible because I've always loved U2. I saw Coldplay the next year, and they were also awesome. I saw Dave Matthews, and I loved him. It was just a great experience overall.
Yeah.
And this past summer, I went to Warped Tour for the first time.
Warped Tour is so much fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I got to see a lot of bands that I love. So that
Which
was really cool.
which one did you go to?
I went to the one in Hartford, Connecticut.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I live in New Jersey, so I've been to like that one before.
Yeah.
They're so much fun.
I know, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Who was your favorite band at Warped Tour?
I love Mayday Parade. So I loved seeing them perform. I've never seen them perform before. Who else? I loved Transit a lot, and they were there. They did an acoustic set and electric, so that was really cool. Yeah.
Do you play electric guitar also, or do you?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
I have one. I don't play it that often, just because. I don't know. It's not as, I'd say, versatile. If I'm just sitting in my dorm room, I'm not gonna like plug into the amp and but I do have one.
You told me to move on, but you know I'm not that strong. You told me I was wrong, and that it could not last long. The silence swells, 'cause no one yells anymore. You've closed the door, but I stay standing still, demanding reasons why I should let go. Because tomorrow you'll call again, make me trip and fall, and then we'll be right back where we were. You'll break my heart 1,000 times every time you catch my eyes. I never learn. I should know to let go. You told me to forget all the sweeter things you said. You told me you regret letting me inside your head, and I can't breathe until you leave, but I don't care. Words are spoken, hearts get broken, but I go nowhere. Why don't I just let go? Because tomorrow you will call again, make me trip and fall, and then we'll be right back where we were. You'll break my heart 1,000 times every time you catch my eyes, but I never learn. I should know to let go. Yeah, I never stop to think. Yeah. I never think to stop. Why does it feel like you're all I've really got, and I don't even have you? What if you don't call again? What if I don't fall? Then I just learned to move on. But tomorrow you'll call again, make me trip and fall, then we'll be right back where we were. You'll break my heart 1,000 times every time you catch my eyes, but I never learn. I should know to let go. But but you know I'm not that strong.
Do you plan on like furthering your music career?
I'm not sure. Growing up, I'd always wanted to be a musician, and recently I've gotten really into film. So I'd say one of those two tracks I'll end up going on in my life, and hopefully I'll be able to do a little bit of both. I'd love to keep playing my music out, just go to open mic nights and, keep doing my thing. And I hope I'm always writing music, even if it's not my career.
Yeah, it's a good way to get your emotions out, or other people's emotions. Yeah. And if you had any advice for underclassmen who like to perform and they wanted to get involved in performing, what would your advice be to them?
I would say ask around and just find out everything about open mic nights. Like, find out when all of them are. Just come even talk to MCTV or talk to singers, see if you can join singers, because a lot of people that are in singers know about the music scene and what's going on. And just keep playing out, and you'll get more and more comfortable about it, and you'll start to meet other people that perform at Marist College, and it's a lot of fun.
That's really good advice.
Thanks.
And so you go to a lot of open mic nights.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go to any in like Poughkeepsie, or do you mostly just stick with Marist?
No, I've only done Marist ones.
Yeah, that might be better.
Yeah.
Better choice.
I did. I was in London for the semester last fall, and I couldn't bear not having my guitar with me, so I bought a really cheap one over there, and I just played out at a bunch of open mic nights in the area, and got to know some of the local people that would play around. So that was really fun.
Yeah, that must have been awesome.
Yeah.
So did you meet a lot of musicians over there too?
Yeah, I did. It was a lot of fun.
Oh my God, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
I'm forced to do what I swore I never would. I'll hope one day I'd find words to say. Forgive me if you could. Nothing's fair in love or war. We don't know what we're fighting for. We tally up the final score as if there's nothing more, as we gasp for one last breath. I'll have just enough left to finally confess I'll never love you less. Nothing comes out right, and neither one can sleep at night. I lie awake and rewrite everything in my head, and I try hard not to push you too far, but I let my pride take over instead. 'Cause nothing's fair in love or war. We don't know what we're fighting for. We to pieces that I'll lovingly try to mend. Because as much as this all hurts, I'd never let it end. Nothing's fair in love or war, but now I know what I'm fighting for. I won't let you through that door, because there's always more, and I'll fight with all I have left, and I'll try to fix this mess, and finally confess I'll never love you less. No, I'll never love you less.
Well, that's all the questions we have for you.
Okay.
But thank you so much for performing. You did a really great
Thank you
job.
for having me.
Yeah, it was so great. And this is Laura Janeczko, and you can look out for more artists on MCTV.